Welcome to the Leafman podcast. I am your host, Trevor Taylor. This is my co-host,
Brooks McWhorter.
And Wavid.
Wave it on the camera.
Wave it on the cameras. And somewhere in the background, Dr. Jones doing the editing.
Zook's here too, right?
Yeah, Zuki boy is over there.
Oh no, I thought he was over here.
Yeah, he's laying on the office floor. Cozy dog. So I'm not a father, but today we're going to talk about fatherhood. And I think it's been on my mind a lot. It's been on your mind a lot. We're both gearing up.
Like actively trying.
Yeah, yeah.
Like, you know what I mean, trying to make it happen.
Mm-hmm.
So it's coming soon then.
It's coming soon, yeah. Yeah, we are geared up towards having childrens. You know what's funny is I talked to Spencer about this, and I asked him because Cody's a stud. You know, his kid is a stud.
Yeah.
And I asked him how he got his kids to be so
driven.
Just driven and obedient and just good kids. Like, they're just good kids.
Yeah.
They don't go searching for trouble. They're on the right path. And I was curious about it, and he said that there was 3 things. I can't remember the third one, but the first 2 were fair and consistent. So he lays out the rules for them so that they all know what the house rules are. And then whenever they get in trouble, they are fairly punished according to the house rules. And then he's consistent with it. So even if you have, some big upcoming opportunity, if the punishment is 1 week, the punishment is 1 week. That way it's not like, mom and dad will let me get away with it because I have this event coming up or whatever. It's always consistent, and it's always fair to what the expectation was set at. He said that's the two of the several things that he's done that have really helped him a lot.
For sure. That makes sense. I would also say, at least as far as Cody goes, that I have the most exposure to him. I've seen him the most.
Yeah.
And worked with him. But I would say that for the kid of a LDS bishop, he doesn't come off sheltered at all.
No.
He doesn't seem sheltered at all in the least.
No.
And that's what I would expect. Like, if I didn't know.
Yeah.
I'd be like, oh, this kid's gonna be like, a little shy.
Yeah.
Or maybe just like.
Yeah, like.
Wary around me.
I've never heard a swear word before.
That dude's got tattoos.
Yeah.
we gotta go inside.
Yeah, no. They don't come across that way, and I think that comes with exposure, you know?
Don't talk to that sinner.
Yeah. Yeah, I think it comes with just exposure, not protecting them from every little thing because we live in a vicious world and, they need to be exposed to, the realities of life.
Right, and the reason I wanted to bring this up and kind of how I wanted to frame it around was, it's not as simple as it once was. It's a crazy world.
Mm-hmm.
It's wild out there. It's different things, and like I said when I was discussing it with you earlier, I think the biggest thing is going to be balancing raising kids to be kind, but also have common sense, but also logical.
Yeah.
And be aware of everything that's out there, but also be kind of like never a bully, but never bullied, or never a bully, but never actively looking for that, anything like that. Kind,
but also protective of self, right? So right. You're kind, but not to the point of letting people walk all over you. Like being confident in setting boundaries. And then
teaching them also, making sure they're aware of it, everything around them. Before they go to school, now we have to have the conversation. And I'm not saying it's 100% a bad thing. I'm saying now we just have to adapt to the conversation to be kids are growing up a lot faster in the world in the age of information. Kids are growing up very fast.
Yeah.
And
way faster than they used to.
Way faster than they used to. And if they know, whatever. But you always have to teach, a 3rd grader can be a lesbian, can be gay, for sure. They can.
Mm-hmm.
They can. But you also have to let your kid know, you need to know that you need to be kind to them, and you have to adapt to that. But that doesn't have to be you, because kids are so impressionable. That's why the battle is so hard on where to be at as a parent, because kids are so impressionable. I watched a couple of music videos of, gangster rappers when I was in middle school, and I started buying Echo Unlimited tracksuits. you know what I mean? It's not when you're a kid, you're like, what can I do to be accepted more?
Yeah.
By all my friends and stuff like that. You just have to I just feel like you have to expose them and let them know the truth of what the world's out there. Don't try to hide anything from them. and just help them make the best decisions they can on the way.
Yeah. Yeah, I think it's also like you said something that like obviously I think is gonna spark controversy, but this is like children being gay or not or lesbian. I think it's a controversial topic like in this day and age, and we're not really a political podcast, but it's interesting to me because even like some kids. It might even come across like if you're like it's okay to be a boy who has feminine interests, and it's okay to be a woman who has masculine interests, and like not pushing your kid one way or the other, like you said,
Right.
like just being open and listening. Like I'm not pushing you to be one person or not one person. I'm just listening to you and letting you develop as your own, because you're still a child, dude. When I was 18 and in the Army, I was still a child. Like there were still things that I didn't know about myself. So it's like teaching them to like explore and learn and not be pushed one way or the other by anybody. You know what I mean?
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
And it's to develop as you do. And
Yeah,
don't be in a rush to grow up.
Don't be in a rush to grow up. Yeah.
Don't be in a rush to grow up. But if you have this, I'll support you 100% whatever you want to do.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? I don't care. I would have no problem with if my daughter ended up being a lesbian. That means I don't have to kill any boys. You know what I mean? Like, I don't care. Like, this means keep me out of jail.
Yeah. It's keep me out of jail.
Yeah. That's great. But like, it's not that I care. It's that I don't want my kids to grow up. When they're growing up in this world, they're growing up, like I said, just so damn fast, dude. Like, and, like, they're in such a rush to be adults, to have like, what is it? Oh, I showed you the other day. It's that saying where our generations have flipped. Like I'm sitting in my living room, having the occasional, smoke some weed and eat pizza and, watch TV. And all the freaking all the kids out there are medicated and stressed out and have anxiety.
Yeah.
We flipped. It used to be our parents that were all on medicine and having anxiety and trying to figure that out. Now it's like...
the opposite.
Now it's the opposite.
Yeah.
I feel like we're the perfect generation.
I feel like every generation thinks they're the perfect generation. I really do.
I agree.
But I like back to what we were talking about, like fatherhood and like protecting your kids and stuff. I'm 32 in a couple of days, and I feel very prepared to have kids, and that's because I don't think it's necessarily because of my age, but I am at a point in my life where I have put a lot of thought into actually how I want to be a father, and it's not just an afterthought like, oh, I'm going to be a father. Like, I know that I want to spend time teaching my kids, and that means like kids might take a day off of school and come with dad and like just go sit in the office and spend time with them and like teach them and love them and actually spend time educating them, and not just like come with dad and watch me do this work. It's come with dad and like I gotta slow down my regular pace to teach them how to change a tire, how to cut down a tree, whatever, how to like go pick out groceries for themselves. And I feel like that is stuff that is lost in this day and age, and it's not necessarily most parents' fault. I feel like we live in a society where parents are literally, every parent is working 2 jobs in order to support their family, and it's very hard to find time and motivation. You have to be elite to find time and motivation to spend time teaching your kids, because most of your time is spent providing for your kids.
Right, exactly.
And I feel like that's, maybe it's conspiracy. I don't know. I feel like it's kind of by design. If you can't like help teach the next generation how to be better, then they're not going to be better. They're going to be worse.
Right, exactly.
Yeah.
And we're just morphing. It almost feels like we're morphing to. We're not resolute in our decisions. We're just folding or adapting to what the younger generation is doing. It's affecting everything. You know what I mean? It's affecting everything around the world. I'm not saying they're the worst generation in the world. I'm just saying that it's a lot of change all at once, and we're not handling it as good as we could if we took it slowly.
Dude, you see it?
Like, I feel like we do the same thing we should do the same thing with kids. Like, take it slowly, care about it.
Yep. And don't change it. Like, it's good to understand that you have to change and listen. And like, if you're not open to change, then you're, in my opinion, you're just kind of arrogant, because like, you should always be open. There's a chance that you could be incorrect, and thinking that you're never going to be incorrect is an arrogant way to think.
Right, and you can't expect, like, you have to be adaptive. Like, I've had stepkids before and stuff.
Yeah.
You have to adapt you have an idea in your mind right now, and I have an idea in my mind exactly how I'm going to be as a dad.
Yeah.
That's going to go out the window. And
It's gonna yeah, right.
Yeah. Completely different.
Yeah, completely incorrect. Yeah.
But like you don't know. But I mean, you have a couple things that you know. Like you just have to think and adapt. Like I want to teach them discipline. How am I going to do that? Because you're not going to do that by just being like, dude, would you get it together? Do this, like do this, and then they don't. It's like you didn't do it. Just do it.
Yeah.
Like you have to find ways to teach them that stuff. Like I was saying right before we started the camera or whatever. Like I think you should always at least try your kids at sports.
Yeah.
Multiple sports.
Yeah.
Different kinds of sports. Because it's all just working as a team. Or even if it's not working as a team, you have to learn. They have to learn that, and they have to dedicate themselves to learning a new skill they didn't know before. And they have to be able to also, if it's a team sport, apply what they have learned and understand that other people learn at a different pace if they work harder. And they're like, well, that person's always practicing. That means
that's how he's better.
If I practice more, I'll be better.
I'll be better. Yeah. Yeah. It's almost like I have two comments on that. One is that, like, I think raising children is kind of like leading a company. Every child is different, just like every employee is different. Therefore, every child and every employee requires a different style of leadership.
Sarah said the same thing this morning when I told her about that topic. She was like, yeah, it's just like running a business is parenthood.
Yeah.
Or being a leader in a
You have to think about what that person needs as an individual. Like, this is not working. My kid is not working hard discipline. My kid needs love and nurture. It's different for every single person.
And we always say we're going to be different than our parents and stuff, but I've experienced this firsthand, and I mean, obviously we'll be really good about it, like way better than, the older generation was, but like, I love hockey.
Yeah.
So I want my kids to play hockey, or at least try it.
Yeah.
Because I wish my parents had put me in it at a young age. But with Lucian, my youngest, when I was with Alethea,
yeah.
I put him in skates. He was like, wanted to skate, wanted to join do the little youth hockey class. I was like, yes, dude. I was like, you're gonna do hockey, and then he walked out there and did nothing.
This is not for me, Dad.
He got through the practice, he tried it, and he did like 3 weeks of like 2 to 3 lessons a week. That's enough for me. If he's like at that, and he was like, I just hate it. I'm like, dude, you're such a loser. Hockey's so good. But
I love you so much.
You can't force it.
Yeah, yeah.
It's
like
not your choice. It's theirs. Essentially, you just have to try and guide them to what is their thing.
Yeah, I don't hate it. I'm not good and don't go out of my way to play golf. I don't. I don't. But if I have a child and they're like, hey, Dad, I want to play golf, I'm going to be like, what kind of irons should we go get? I'll go play golf right now.
You don't like golf because you don't drink, dude.
Yeah.
That's what golfing is
for. Yeah. So it's like being supportive, right? And obviously none of us have kids, so I'm sure all the parents out there are like, you know what you're talking about. You're just a dumb person. But I'm 32. Okay, I've spent a lot of time learning how to lead, and I'm at a place now where I didn't have kids because I was young and wanted to see a smaller version of me. I'm having kids because I want to have kids, and I want to have the opportunity to teach them to be the best of us and help the next generation. You know what I mean? So I feel prepared for it.
Right, and it's always the joke that, it's like, well, better live your life while you don't have kids. I feel like it's just another stage of life, and I'm ready, and at a certain point, you're just ready for that.
Also, that's a dumb way, you know who says that? The people who had kids when they were not ready.
Well, it's also the same people that in the military, like, I know you heard it every single day. It's like, half the people there are like, gotta go home to the old lady.
The old ball and chain.
Yeah, it's like, I guess I'll work a little later so I don't have to go home quite as early. It's like, why are you married?
Yeah, dude. I love hanging out with my wife, dude. I want to go home and hang out with her. I'm going to feel the same way about my kids. Are they going to be frustrating? For sure. Sometimes Erica and I get frustrated too, but does that mean I want to spend less time with them? Absolutely not.
Right, no.
It means
Sarah and I will get in a minor fight and just be like, all right, well, let's take a break. And then, like,
do you want me to get tacos?
Let's take some space, and then we'll just, like, stop watching the same show together. I'll, like, play video games, and she'll just, like, read next to me. It's like, it's not even like, I'm going to go to the room. It's like, I'm staying right here, but we're doing different things.
There was, like, a second thing that I was going to comment on earlier that you said that I wanted to respond to, and now I can't remember. Dang it.
I don't know, I said a lot. I tend to do that.
I think it was about,
sports?
No.
I do think if they don't do a sport on the regular, then try martial arts.
Yeah, martial arts or some
That's
kind
always
of
been good for discipline.
physical
you gotta
health,
bow
some
and-
kind of physical discipline.
Yeah, something like that.
I also hate when people say they don't have time to do things because they don't have kids. Like, oh, I don't have time to do that because I have a
Because
child.
have kids.
I have kids, yeah. It's like, okay, can you not, like, take your baby in a stroller and go for a walk? I see people doing it all the time. So what are you talking about?
Yeah, it's like I haven't been able to go to the grocery store with the kid. It's like,
Okay.
what do you mean? You gotta go to the grocery store.
You gotta go to the grocery store.
Yeah,
That's not an option. Yeah.
Or like, I stay home with the kids always when my wife goes to the grocery store. Or, my wife stays home with the kids while I run to the grocery store. It's like, take your freaking kids.
Take your freaking kids. Yeah.
It's like, but they could throw tantrums. Like, they probably will.
Yeah, and that's part of the learning
It's
process.
Fine. It's life.
Yeah, it's life.
Out there. It's like people that, when they, like newborns especially, I don't know what your thoughts are on this. I'm sure you and Eric have been doing like research and stuff like that. But a lot of people get that like super protective mode where they're like, my baby's newborn. I can't have it take it out on walks and stuff or cold or something like that because they're gonna get sick. It's like, yeah, they need to.
They need to. Yeah, actually, Erica and I are for that. Yeah, we actually, Erica is so good with kids, dude. She's gonna be a great mother. But she does a lot of research into it. Dude, we go to the store and this lady will literally go to the children's section because she likes looking at kids' toys and kids' books. That girl is just oriented for like loving and doting on children.
I know I do that too, especially now that since I don't have a kid of my own, I do it. I go to the store and I look
for
at
your nephew.
Toys. Yeah, for my nephew and for Rachel and our friend Rachel and Nick's kid Sawyer.
Yeah.
You saw him at the wedding.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
I love that kid.
Yeah. Yeah, we're totally supportive of that. Like I go on my walk every day and I told Erica like, when we have a baby, like how old do they need to be for me to just carry them in a backpack and just go on the backpack walk with me? A couple of miles, like it's a good workout for me. Baby gets some sunshine, gets some nice weather. I feel like it's good for their immune system, as long as they're, obviously protected accordingly.
Yeah, and
I think it's fine.
Yeah, and Molly, Sarah's sister.
Yeah.
Has like 6 kids.
Mm-hmm.
One brand new newborn.
Mm-hmm.
She took that baby with her everywhere, and she's a good mom,
mm-hmm.
a great mom. She's got 6 kids. She's done it. She's got the experience. It'd be impossible for her to be a bad mom at this point.
Yeah.
But she has this wrap thing.
Yeah.
Like it's a body wrap.
I seen those.
That baby was in that for weeks.
Yeah.
Just like went everywhere with them. Everywhere.
Chilling. Yeah.
Baby's fine.
Baby's fine.
Happy.
Yeah.
Baby's healthy.
I think it goes back to also people getting scared of like, a child throwing a fit. And, I'm not the most patient human. I've worked on that a lot. But somebody else asked me a question. I think these two questions correlate. Is doing the things that you don't want to do, right? So I don't want to take the baby or the child because they could throw a tantrum, but you do it anyways. And when that baby starts throwing a tantrum, the easy way out is, okay, I'm just going to like tell them to hush or give them a spanking or go sit them in the car. When the hard thing to do, the thing that you don't want to do is the thing that you need to do, and that's sit there and be patient and wait for it to wait for it to go over so you're not showing them the reaction of you get what you want by throwing this tantrum, which sucks for you because it's embarrassing and it's at the store and you don't want to do it, but you have to do something you don't want to do.
Right, exactly.
The long-term benefit for that child's life is that they now know that that is not the way they're going to get the things that they want to get.
Right, and I'm curious as to what you think on this because I heard this and it kind of flipped my thinking a little bit, like to the point of. So we're like conditioned. We're in like we've been in like the Dr. Spock child rearing era. Like everyone reads those books and there's a lot of them. The cry it out, let them cry it out, let them self-soothe, stuff like that. But that we're finding out that later on it leads to like isolation and stuff in older ages and stuff because this guy he was talking as a doctor. He was talking about it. He was saying, picture it like this. If I'm your friend, or no, actually as a baby you're an infant. You have no ability to communicate anything with the world. Anything. All you know is that these two people take care of you.
Yeah.
And are there for you and are gonna help you. So when they're crying and you let them cry it out, you're essentially telling them like,
you don't care.
I don't care about you.
Yeah.
Not right now.
Yeah.
I don't care about you all the time.
I have heard that. Erica and I have had that conversation. And I do believe that's correct. I think you're supposed to soothe them and take care of them. When I said leave them alone, what I'm saying is in the store, instead of getting them a negative punishment, you just let them know I'm here. Like I'm here. You can cry, you can come to me, I'm here for you, whatever you need, but like crying isn't, until you communicate to me, I don't know how to help you. I mean, obviously a baby is different, it's a baby.
Yeah, you're talking about
like toddlers, yeah.
Yeah, taking toddlers to the store sucks sometimes, but
Yeah, but
and it's fun sometimes. Sometimes it's great. Sometimes you forget the milk. You tell one of them, "Dude, go get it.
Yeah.
Mom, check it out. I'll watch you."
Yeah.
And you don't watch.
go get
They
Dennis.
figure it out.
Yeah, go get Dennis. Go get Dad a beer out of the fridge.
Some 4-year-old just holding a huge jug of milk running through the store.
Yeah.
Yeah, but it's good. So.
Yeah, but sometimes
It's fun. They're fun. Kids are fun. Those kids kept me in that marriage longer than anything else did.
yeah. Yeah, sometimes kids or I guess yeah, beyond kids doing things that you don't want to do is important for all facets of life, right? Like,
yeah, I believe that.
Yeah. Like I don't want to get up and go on a walk. I do not want to get up and do this. I don't want to eat this healthy food. Yada 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 yada. I take a cold shower every morning. Do I believe in the health benefits? Meh, kinda, probably. But mostly it's just because I don't want to do it. It sucks every day. Like today, I was like, I don't even know. Today is a perfect example. I got home from a 6-mile run, and I was like getting ready to get in the shower, and I really thought to myself, why am I even taking cold showers? I don't even think this changes anything for me health-wise. And I was like, oh yeah, because it sucks, and I don't want to do it. That thought right there, that's why I have to do it, because I'm trying to talk myself out of doing this hard thing. So I'm going to do it anyways, because I need to practice my discipline. It sucks, I hate it, I'm going to do it.
Right, exactly. I get that. And I don't do the cold showers, but I do, I do agree with you on that. It's hard to eat healthy food. So I had to put a lot of research into, and, like, how to make good food. It's not that. Because I'm not going to do it because it sucks. I'm going to fix it.
Dude, wait. I got to tell our listeners this story. I've been watching my weight. I was a very heavy alcoholic for a very long time. And when I got sober, I started like paying more attention to fitness. And I started watching my weight because like I put on weight fast. And I commented on Brooks because he's always been skinny his whole life. I was like, dude, it's going to slow down for you someday. And he was like, no, it's not. My metabolism's going to be as fast forever. And I was like, okay. And I had already spent all this time watching my diet, doing intermittent fasting, doing calorie tracking, this, that, and the other. And then slowly but surely, Brooks' metabolism started to slow down. He like asked me a couple questions about calorie tracking. Then he calls me up at like 8 in the morning one day. And he's like, bro, do you know how many calories are in cereal? A lot. I was like,
There is a lot.
I know,
And sugar.
dude. Yeah, calories and sugar, bro. One bowl of cereal is like 500 calories. Like a normal size bowl. I mean, we're not talking the size that it says on the box because we're not, 4 years old.
Also, like, how did you feel when you discovered the back side of a soda can?
Oh, dude, horrifying.
Like a Mountain Dew bottle? I was like,
300 calories?
no,
Yeah.
67 grams of sugar?
67 grams sugar, 300 calories, dude. Insane amounts of garbage.
I used to drink like 4 a day.
Yeah. And you know what? Those things taste good. And you know what? It's hard to not do them. But now, I don't even enjoy them anymore because I've done that hard thing that I didn't want to do for so long that it's become the new norm.
I don't think I've had a soda in years.
Yeah.
Or, like, maybe like I've had like, sometimes I'll grab one, like one of the small mini ones.
Yeah.
Take a sip because I'm like, man, soda's good. But I immediately throw the rest of it away.
Yeah.
I'm like, man, I love a good taste of soda.
Yeah. That's why I get those ice beverages. Plug for ice.
Yeah, those are so good.
I get them, yeah, because there's 0 calories. They got some carbonation. They taste good. Chilling, dude.
The strawberry kiwi ones?
Yeah, oof, those are bomb, dude. They had this coconut lime flavor. Hey, if y'all can hear me over there,
No.
bring back the coconut lime flavor, okay?
Disgusting.
It was the best one, dude.
Disgusting.
It was so good.
Coconut anything is terrible.
I love coconut, dude.
Really?
Yeah, coconut is the
I'm
business.
just not a fan. That's why I don't like. I feel like that's why I don't like curry. Because most curries are like based in.
I love curry.
Coconut.
Yeah.
Anyway, back to the deal.
Back to the thing, yeah.
Back to doing what we don't want to do.
Yeah.
Sometimes I do eat Indian food because my wife likes it.
Yes. Yeah, I do.
I didn't want to do that.
I
but do.
didn't think I didn't want to do. You know what? It's so funny. It's so funny. This is a fact of life. Discipline is freedom. And the only way to get more discipline is by consistently doing things that you don't want to do. Over and over and over and over again. And the more you do those things, the more discipline it is. And the more disciplined you are, the more freedom that you have down the road. It always pans out that way. I truly honestly believe that. For me at least. Like,
yeah, in the way that I would interpret that, like the way you said it, like discipline is freedom. The way I hear that is more of like the way I hear that is because if you have discipline, that means that you are telling yourself to do things and you're doing them. You are in charge of your life.
Yeah.
If you don't have discipline, like some people will be like, well, I don't want to be shut down by that routine or whatever. It's like yeah, but now you're at the will of what happens to you.
That is a very good way to put that. I love that. You're not in charge of what happens to you unless you're disciplined, right? So that's how discipline equals freedom. Because yeah, that's great. I love that. Because that's a very good, I don't know what the word I'm looking for is, dude. That's a very good
Insightful.
What? How do you? Yeah. Yeah. Well, it's just like it's a good way to phrase that because, I think people don't understand that phrase, right? Discipline is freedom because when you have discipline, you do those things that you don't want to do, and that equals freedom. And
you also do things you do want to do.
Yeah.
And you're also keeping repetitive on that as well. Like you do. I do want to cook, but I do also have to make sure I do one video a week because I'm getting into the videos and stuff. Like I love to cook. I'm gonna do it anyways.
Yeah.
It's like I just gotta
make the video.
You just gotta make.
Well, it's like
not want to do it.
Yeah, it's not always that you don't want to do it, but that discipline, right? When you're disciplined at the gym, it provides you long-term health. When you're healthy, you can go do more physical activities. You're free, like you said, you're free to determine what activities you do and don't want to do because you're physically capable of doing them. When you pay your bills, the credit guy is not coming after you because you have paid your bills. So now you're free to do with your money what you want because you paid your bills. Same thing, like
right, and you're
that's
not gonna, and you're not gonna, like physical thing. You can have discipline and you can, like you said, live a longer life, healthier life, be able to do more physical things. You can do the opposite of that, and then you're at the will of just however your body's gonna age.
Yeah.
Whatever naturally.
Yeah.
And you're gonna be,
Oh, cool.
You could be the most healthy 75-year-old dude with no effort for sure.
Yeah.
But you could also be like looking like, be like 50 years old, looking like Quasimodo, walking your daughter down the aisle.
Quasimodo. Oh, that's good. Yeah, exactly. That is an accurate way to put it. So that was a great. I love that. I'm gonna keep that. Put it in my little pocket. Discipline is freedom because it allows you to be in charge of your own life. Yeah, be in charge of your own life. I like that a lot.
Definitely. Yeah, so I told you I wanted to revisit that thought just because I did discuss it more with Sarah. I love talking about all this stuff with Sarah too after, and she likes to hear bits and pieces of it. But while I was talking to her about it, she said something that made a lot of sense, and it just really flipped it for me, and I was like, that's what I was trying to articulate to Trevor while I was stumbling over my words trying to talk about it. My thing is, and I know you view it differently, but I have just thought about it this way for so long that I'm conditioned to think about it this way. I think that, so it's I don't do my best, I do what's required. My thought process is, what's required is that I get out of bed. What's required is that I brush teeth. What's required is that I put food into my body and drink water.
Mm-hmm.
My best is getting up early, working out, doing this, doing that, going the extra mile, doing my best, rather than what was just required for me to live another day comfortably. I did my best and elevated myself by fixing all my habits and all that stuff. That's just what I thought about, but I do see how you think of it as well.
Yeah.
I see it both ways, but the reason I knew that I was going to be a little adverse to it is just because of that right there. I think of required as the lesser of required.
It's funny that we've stumbled upon a word that can be personally opinionized to mean what you want. Because for me, required is above and beyond your best, and for you, required is bare minimum. But it could mean both. Right?
Exactly.
That one, depending on your mindset, depending on
bro.
Mindset. It's like that.
It's all about your mindset.
It's all about your mindset, dude. Networking, who even cares? Yeah.
Jesus didn't network.
Jesus didn't network. I love those videos, dude.
That guy's a genius. But anyways, yeah, I just want to talk about that real quick. Just I thought it'd be an interesting way to put it.
Yeah, well. Yeah, well.
I think both ways work. I think both
ways can work.
The way you say it and the way I say it both make sense, and that is wild.
Yeah.
Because it's the same.
Well, it's because I think crux here is that, like, when you're saying required, you're saying what is required for you to live, what is required at a basic level, right?
At a basic level.
And for me, what I'm saying is what is required at a successful level.
As it pertains to your goal.
As it pertains to your goal.
Right,
Yeah.
that makes sense. I get
So,
that.
like, here's what is required for me to, like, just barely live a fundamentally okay life. And I'm saying here's what is required for us to live the best life. So, like, you know what I'm saying? Kind of. It's just,
I understand.
yeah, I guess it just depends on where you put the word required.
Right, and I understand both. I just thought that was a different.
Yeah, different perspective. But that's good. I like that perspective. It shows how things can be dissected and internalized differently for different people. So, like, what makes perfect sense to you and can be the most enlightening thing in the universe might not mean the same thing to someone else, which is why things need to be said in multiple. Eric and I will do that. We'll get into an argument and she'll be like, why are we repeating the same thing? And I'm like, because I'm trying to get you to understand, because you're obviously not feeling it the way that I feel it.
I want you to say it the same way that I am.
Yeah, I want it to mean to you as much as it means to me.
I want it to mean the same thing
Yeah.
to you that it means to me. I want you to think of it. I wanted you to be a version of yourself that believes
Everything there.
I think that the best version you can be
is the version that
one
agrees with me.
Agrees with what I'm saying and feels it though. For real.
Yeah.
Seriously.
For serious, please. Yeah. Yeah, no, it's good. It's good. I think that's why people have such intense arguments and conversations. It's literally just because we cannot fathom what the other person is feeling and thinking around the words that we're relaying. Like, we're communicating with words, but words aren't a perfect way for you to portray what you feel and hear.
Yeah.
It's just the best we can do as humans. But if you could literally plug into my soul and see it, then people would probably be more understanding of each other.
Right.
Yeah. Freaking Avatar, dude. Let's plug in our little braids, dude.
Let's plug in our braids, dude.
Plug in our braids, bro.
Write that one on the board.
Let's get it.
I'm gonna steal that quote.
Yeah, let's plug it. Let's braid touch, dude. Yeah. All right, that's all I got for today. You got anything else?
Nah, I'm good. The Kings are officially in the playoffs.
Cool.
Go Kings, go. Later.
Go Kings, go. This is the end of the Leafman podcast. Get out of my face.